Good evening to you, my friends. I am back again, so soon, yes, in your time. But you know, it is important that you understand that the spirit world do not really go away. All of you have your helpers, inspirers, and those that walk with you through your earthly life. Whether you acknowledge them or not does not really matter, as long as you search for answers to your questions, so that life begins to make sense to you. The word that we chose to read tonight was that of love, which in your world can be misunderstood, misconstrued, however you would wish to see it. Because, you know, today you have been celebrating what you term Mother's Day. And all of you understand that great love bond that there is between mother and children, not forgetting, of course, fathers and children, because that is what you become in life, for some of you, parents. And as time progresses, you do not only have children, but you have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so the generations go on and on and on, and life in your world continues, as does life in our world, you know, because there is continuity of the spirit. For at that point you call death, your spirit will move forward into the spirit world, and all those that are tied to you through the ties of love will be there to assist, and those left on the earth plane also, you are tied to them through that bond of love. And you know that God the Creator gives unconditional love to one and all. And as you journey through your physical life, you are always searching for being able to show your love to another. But when you show your love in an unconditional fashion, that is true love. There are no confines to that. It is not power over somebody that is necessary. It is just this giving of yourself allows you to feel the benefit of that spirit within, so that you feel complete, that you feel strengthened, uplifted, and aided along your way in life, because it is arduous within the material world. And one hard lesson to learn is that you cannot have all that you want, but you can have all that you need. For there is much difference between want and need. And you know, in your world you see things through the media that some do not even have what they need to sustain their life in the physical sense. And you see horrific scenes, do you not, of starving children, for instance, and you feel helpless to help them and others that are suffering in your world. But you know, when you understand that death is nothing at all but just a transition for the spirit of the individual, then things make a little more sense within one's own mind. And so you see, it should help those that grieve at the loss of their loved ones, because age is no respecter of when that spirit is going to move on. in life, because that is the truth. And there are many things that have to be learnt and understood. But rest assured, as your principles say, that God is the Father, the creator of all life. And you see, that love of God is given to one and all unconditionally, without any strings attached, to use a modern phrase. So do not think of love as all hearts and flowers, because you know sometimes to give of yourself is far more meaningful than to buy expensive gifts and to call at the door of someone just on a certain day that is named to honor, as today is that of motherhood. It is very easy to put labels on many things, but you know you can only do your best in your life and work within the circumstances that may confine you. Because in your world, personalities clash with personalities, and life can become difficult, however much you would love another. For in your world it would seem that there is more disruption within family life these days than in the past. But there has always been a disruption if you look back over generations. And so it is that you have to come to terms with the traumas and the difficulties of life. We cannot take those away from you, but we can give you courage, strength, and understanding, so that life becomes a little happier for you, because the peace and the love of the Spirit is found within each one of you. You all have that spiritual essence, whether you understand it or not. It is there for you to work with, for you to change things for the better, if that is your desire. Because there are too many in your world that you may term troublemakers, and we would endeavour to encourage the peacemakers. Because you know, sometimes just because personalities clash, or one wants power over another, then there becomes great trauma that is really needless and sometimes useless. And so we want to put the idea into your minds that you are all encompassing of that spirit within that is going to move you forward, that is going to give you understanding about the spiritual truths. You talk in your principles about the brotherhood of man, which symbolizes that you are all equal, that you are all of the Spirit, of the Father that you call God. It is very important that you understand that how you live your life is in accordance with the natural law. That is what we would ask of you. Because there is another principle that is about compensation and retribution for all the good and evil deeds done on earth. That isn't a sword hanging over your head, my friends. It is just to tell you that you will be responsible for your actions. And that also comes under personal responsibility. You also have an eternity with which to progress towards that light of God the Father. And so you see, you are making these tiny steps forward every time that you look within at your own spiritual understanding and development of your gifts of the Spirit. Each one of you is a talented individual in many and varied ways, because we cannot clone you so that you are the same as somebody else, although you are all equal in the spiritual aspirations and aspects within yourself. So we ask that you look to sending out your thoughts in prayer, that you sit quietly from time to time to experience that inner strength and energy that is there for you. In your modern world you are busy, busy, busy all the time, and it is difficult to find 5 minutes to rest your mind from all that is happening in your day-to-day lives and your day-to-day living. So we are mindful of all that. But just to come in to this establishment, you have taken time out from the busyness of your lives to sit and listen, to have those messages come to you from the spirit realms of those that love you and walk with you and want to encourage you to understand that there is a life beyond that of the material world, that there is much to be accomplished, that you are all precious in God's sight. None of you are lost sheep. You are all being guided, if you would but listen to that inner small voice that you may call your conscience. And so we would welcome all inquirers. Perhaps that is the message you should put over your doorway, so that people are not afraid of the unknown, of the unseen, that they are more willing to understand, that you have a natural ability within yourselves to understand many things that may be unsaid, but that you know within yourself to be correct for you, because that intuition tells you, if you are wise enough to take note of your feelings and not get carried away and fired up by what other people believe is best for you. You know what is best for you because you are you, and no one can change that. And so that is why we would give you these suggestions and a little bit of an interpretation into those 7 principles that are up there on the wall, because you can interpret them as you wish. But the whole essence of those principles is to bring you to that understanding that within you is a spiritual light that you are responsible for, to shine out into the world. And in all the devastation that you see within your media, you also see those that are willing to give of themselves, those doctors and nurses, even the reporters that put their lives at risk to show to the world what is really happening within your world, however uncomfortable that may seem, as it comes into your homes, into your lives. Allow it to move that spirit on, so that you can send your thoughts out to God, the Creator, the source of all life and the essence of love. So it may be a little word, love, but it is the essence of your spirit, because it is the essence of God. So remember that you are powerful within yourselves. You are able to work with that spirit and to work with your gifts and to feel at peace by just having a little communication with the spirit world and those that would wish to come back to say that they still love you, that they are proud of you, that you are doing well. And when you feel that you are not doing so well, they bring their encouragement to give you that peace of mind, to give you that strength, to give you that help that you need, because you become enmeshed sometimes within materialism itself. So let us become enmeshed in spiritualism itself, because if you work closely with the Spirit, then you can move mountains, so to speak, bring light into the lives of those that are fearful of the unknown, because they do not open their minds to the fact that their loved ones are alive and well and wanting all the time to share in that love, whether it be between the two worlds. But remember that you are willing to share love with those in the physical world. So you should too be willing to share your love with those in the spiritual world of light. And so we leave you, my friends, with the light and the love that comes in from those that would generate the energies so that you can have communication, not only in this church, but in your own being. You can all communicate with those that you know, those that you love. And you talk sometimes of the darkness in your world and feel that it cannot be improved, but it can, because the light from the spirit world will penetrate into your world as soon as individuals take on board that they are responsible for all that goes on within the physical realms. You cannot all take on that responsibility, but you can take responsibility for yourself. You cannot take responsibility for the whole world. And of that we are quite clear. But if you just find out what is best for you, so that you can help others, then that is all that we ask, because all actions, all thoughts should be done in love that comes from God the Father. And then you will see that many will respond to that love, to that light. That is how your healing works. There is a laying on of hands, yes, but there is also absent, distant healing. So you are all capable of giving a thought to another, giving a helping hand to another. All that is working for the Spirit. And as you work in love, so your world will change for the better, and peace will abound within individuals, and then it will move out, so that collectively things begin to change. So that is what we have come to talk to you about this evening. It has been a pleasure. And so we would say to you, my friends, good night and God bless.